So here is the Department of Civil Obedience, and I created the Department of Civil Obedience in two parts, kind of tongue-in-cheek, but less jokingly, that the reality of this kind of department existing is based in complete reality. So the things I'm making for this exhibition aren't necessarily true, but they do exist in truth. There's programs that exist that mirror these programs, or actually I'm mirroring those programs that and often are too much or worse extreme than actually the examples I'm giving here in this exhibition. So, for instance, we have Young Patriots Initiative. So this is a flag created by delinquents in a juvenile detention center. About a year into the program, a group of between 30 and 40 kids get together about a year and a half into it. And the T-shirts that they wore when they got entered into the program, they had to give them away, and they got uniforms for the duration of their stay. So they put up their uniforms and they created this American flag. The idea was that they're shedding their old past for this better, more conformist, more patriotic, society-driven future, giving up their old ways of punk music and skateboarding and whatever juvenile delinquency type of things they were into, and focusing on America and incorporating this big flag. There's some guidelines about methods of detaining kids and how they get enrolled, and the idea of being privatized. The actual statutes that are based on this program are taken word for word off of an actual program. These aren't made up. After Katrina, there was thousands of cars that were rendered useless after the water subsided in the city. So people without shelter, without a home, could live in these cars. They were called Cars for Crisis. This is crisis card number 829. There's certain numbers on the side. After a certain amount of time, the cars were all taken away. They were boarded up. People were kicked out. They said they were hazardous. They weren't fit for living. Kind of the same idea. The same thing happened with the FEMA trailers. And so I guess the only alternative left was to be given a blue tarp and live under a bridge, which for a while was called Bridge City or Tent City as well, was the other name for it. The idea behind this program and its success was that it actually gave people viable housing, and at the same time encouraged, it was what's called a scrappage program, where kind of like Cash for Clunkers. If you can prove this was your car, you donate the car to the city, give it the title, and so you get a kind of a rebate or a coupon or a voucher when you purchase a new car. So it's to fuel the car economy and create housing, which both kind of sickening. These are the dominator plaques. Rubbings from plaques that are in Gallagher Hall, which was the old city hall, and it commemorates the years of each country's domination over New Orleans. We have the French, Spanish, Confederate, and the American domination up until present. If you take a ride down Rampart Street, between Canal and Esplanade, on the light poles, or green light poles on the medians and the neutral grounds, and at the base of them, they have 4 plaques about this size, smaller versions, and they're exactly like these. Same exact country's logo, the corporate red logo, and it says the words, each country. It says Spanish domination, Confederate domination, American domination, even American domination over New Orleans in the years to date. It's actually there, and people jog past, and probably for years I've never noticed it. I was driving, when I first got a wind of these, I was sitting in traffic on Rampart going home. Looked over and was just reading it. I'm like, wow, that's crazy, Spanish domination, that's weird. And it wasn't for a few weeks later, I was walking my dog and actually went all the way around the pole and noticed that there were all of these on one on every side, and the American domination is towards the inside. So you'd have to be in the middle to see it. I'm like, holy shit. This is the hood of 69 Firebird. That's the body of the 69 Firebird. So, in one respect, this is the primer that you would first put onto a car. So it's kind of the primer, like as in priming or beginning stages of something that's going to be magnificent and, you know, cherry form like this. So it's kind of the idea of a cocoon or an incubator for something better that's going to grow out of terrible circumstances. And New Orleans always seems to be that phoenix that rises out of that fire, that rises out of the ashes. In the midst of, you know, one of the biggest, definitely natural disaster and one of the biggest man-made disasters as well. And somehow we keep coming out on top. Well, maybe not all the way on top, but we keep coming out better for our efforts. And this is American Muscle, based on just a lot of my upbringing and a lot of the way I think society still works. With morality on one side, defense on the other side, as if they're married, that, you know, God bless us to go to war, which I never understood the concepts of war, and Christianity, which seem to be at exact opposites. And in the middle, I changed the shield to a consumer shield, so it just seems to be the only topic of any conversation is economics and consumerism, that we have to spend more to get more. So there's one of my folded bills series, but a really tiny version of it. It says, trust no one. So the idea that if someone just happened to walk through the mall the way out, they might stumble upon my trust no one as they're being watched by my cameras.